Hello everyone, I'm another coder and this is another video. So this video is all about binary exponentiation and we'll study what is binary exponentiation, why do we need it, and like what is the time complexity of binary exponentiation and all sorts of things. So without wasting any more time, let us just jump straight into it. So what is binary exponentiation? Like binary exponentiation is like a basic method to calculate a raised to the power n in log n time. So why is this important? Like in competitive programming also, like sometimes when the constraints are large, you need to calculate a raised to the power n in like non-linear time, because if you go linearly it will result in TLE. So like this is where binary exponentiation comes into picture. And before binary exponentiation, let us first have a look at the naive approach of calculating a raised to the power n. So like you can take two integers a and n. Like for example, I have taken 2 and 9, so we are calculating 2 raised to the power 9. So now we have to initialize the result with an identity element. So in case of multiplication, the identity element is always equal to 1. So this is a simple for loop from 1 to n, and each time we are multiplying res with a. Res is the result here, so each time we are multiplying result with a. Right, then we are like simply just printing the result. So in this case, the complexity is big O of n. There was the time complexity of this particular algorithm. And like obviously if the n is very large, then we'll have to think of a non-linear approach, and that's why we use binary exponentiation, which calculates the same thing in log n time. So now we'll see how binary exponentiation works. These are the simple steps that we need to follow while doing binary exponentiation. The first step is to initialize the result with the identity element. So in case of multiplication, the identity element is 1. Now these are the two main steps. If the power is odd, then multiply the result with a and subtract 1 from the power. So when the power is odd, we need to multiply the result with a and subtract 1 from power. And in case the power is even, then we need to multiply a with itself and divide the power by 2. Okay, so these are the two simple steps, and we need to continue the above two steps till the power is non-zero. So as soon as the power becomes 0, then we need to stop the whole program. Otherwise we just need to continue these two steps. So these are the basic two steps of binary exponentiation, and there's nothing other than that to it. So now let us have a look at an example of how binary exponentiation works. So I have taken the example of 2 raised to the power n. Here the result is initialized with 1, and a is 2 and the n is 9. So we are calculating 2 raised to the power 9. So like the power n is odd here, so what we need to do, we need to multiply the result with a. So now the result becomes 2, a remains as it is, and the n becomes -1. 9 minus 1 is equals to 8. So in the next step, now the power is even. So what do we need to do? We need to multiply a with itself. So we are actually squaring a and dividing the power by 2. So you see, like it's a very basic maths, that like if 2 raised to the power, we can also write 2 raised to the power 8 is equals to 2 square raised to the power 4. So we are using this particular property here. We are writing 2 square raised to the power 4. So that's why we are multiplying a with itself and dividing the power n by 2. So this is like basic maths, but it helps us to reduce the number of steps like to a very huge extent using binary exponentiation. So like the power is 4 here now. Now we'll multiply a with itself and it becomes 16, and the power becomes 2, 4 divided by 2. In the next step, again we multiply 16 by itself, so a becomes 256 and the power becomes 1. And the last step, now the power is odd, so we need to multiply a with the result was 2 and a is 256, so we'll multiply both of them, so the result becomes 512 and the power becomes 0 here. So now the power is 0, we'll break out of the loop, and a result is there, 2 raised to the power 9 is equals to 512. So this is how it works. And like let me show you one more example. It will help you to like visualize the number of steps it helps us to reduce. For example, the power is 100, so this it will go something like this. From 100 it will become 50, from 50 to 25, then 24, because 25 is odd, then it will become 24, then again 12, 6, 3, then it is again odd again, so it becomes 2, then 1, and then 0. So this is the first initialization part, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 steps, a total of 9 steps. And if you would have calculated it linearly, then it would have like been 100 steps, because it will be O of n. So O of n here will be 100 steps, but by using binary exponentiation we have like reduced those 100 steps to a mere 9 steps. So this is how binary exponentiation helps you to reduce the time complexity, and it runs in big O of n, because it runs in log of n, because every time we are dividing the power by 2. It's just like binary search, because like in binary search we divide the array by 2 every time, and we keep on dividing by 2, so the time complexity is log of n. Say in the same way we are dividing the power here by 2, and the time complexity of this particular algorithm will come out to be log of n. So now let us have a look at the code, how the code works for binary exponentiation. Let me just create a new file here, x.cpp. So like we'll first have to include your stream. Let us just include the whole library. C++h. It's not required here, but still we are including it. Then using namespace std, then int main. We'll have to take two integers, a and n. A represents the number and n represents the power we need to calculate, and we'll initialize res with 1. So we'll have to continue this till the power is non-zero while n, and we'll check if n is odd, and in case n is odd, then what we need to do, we need to multiply res with a, right, and we need to subtract 1 from the power. So these are the two steps. Now we'll do the else part. If the power is even, we'll do a is equals to a into a, and we'll divide n by 2. So we can write like this, or we can also write n is equals to n right shift 1. Both of the things do the same stuff, like it divides n by 2, and finally when we come out of the loop, while loop, then we'll print res and at the end return 0. Right, so I think the code is fine. An, we have taken the input res 1, we have checked if the power is odd, then we have multiplied the result with a and subtracted 1 from n. Otherwise we have multiplied a with itself and right shifted or divided n by 2. Okay, so this is the code, and let us just try to run it. Just cpp. So it's compiling. Yeah, no errors in compilation. Let us just try this. Yeah, so 2 raised to the power is 5, 2 raised to the power 9 is 512. Let us try 2 raised to the power 10. It's 1024, correct. And let us try 2 cube 8. Now let me try 3 cube 27, and 3 raised to the power 4 must be 81, right. So it's working well for these sample test cases, and this code is correct, so it will work obviously for any test case. And so this is the code for binary exponentiation. If you this is all about it, and it's important because it helps us to reduce the time complexity and all. And you can also use it for modular exponentiation. In case of modular exponentiation, if you need to you just need to replace this part, if you're calculating the result mod c, then you need to make some changes right here. Let me just make it. For example, you can do this res mod c and a mod c and whole mod c. And if you are doing it here, you can do a mod c and then again a mod c and then whole mod c. So this will work for if you want to calculate higher powers and print it modulo some number c, then this code will definitely work. So this was just an addition to binary exponentiation. It is not always required, but if they want you to print the result modulus some number c, then you can write it in this way. So this was all about binary exponentiation. I hope you guys like this video. If you did, please drop a like, and if you love the content, please do subscribe to this channel. We'll be bringing out more videos about competitive programming, and I'll add more videos to this algebra playlist. And that's all for today. Thank you. Stay safe, keep coding. Bye bye.